Well, I wound up with a new project on my Mustang. The Mustang started making a thumping noise off the right front corner whenever I'd brake. After some debating with a coworker, we decided that it probably had a warped rotor. So some other coworkers were talking about taking the rotor in and just getting it turned by one of the name brand tire stores that'll go unnamed at this time, HT, and took it up there, and they informed me that the rotor could not be turned, couldn't be shaved, and they were going to hit me for about $400 to replace the rotors. So I went up and picked up my car, brought it back to the house, went over to a name brand automotive store, AZ, and picked up some rotors. So HT was going to charge me about $400 for some rotors that only cost $69 a piece. So they also told me that my tie rods were loose, and they told me my ball joints were loose. And so I picked up the tools to replace that. I purchased the tie rod outers and all that good stuff. Pulled my rotors off. These rotors are super easy to take apart, take off the car. Literally just 4 bolts. That's all there is to it. A monkey with opposing thumbs could do it. Tie rod end, the outer, also very easy to replace. Now the one thing HT was correct on was my tie rod outers were shot, and they did rattle. They rattled like a child's toy, and surprisingly easy to replace those. And I'll show it later in the video. I'm doing this side right now just to make sure that I know what I'm doing, and then when I go to the other side I'll show a little bit more detail. Ball joints on a Mustang, the automotive stores will sell you the ball joint replacement, but it turns out on the Mustang these ball joints are not serviceable, meaning they're not meant to come out of the control arm. They are placed in here by the factory and pressed in and not meant to be removed. You may be lucky enough to put a device on here to drive that ball joint out of the arm, but it's not supposed to be. You're supposed to replace the whole thing, and you can force it like I did and blow out the steel at the bottom. That's no bueno. So after doing some more researching, I discovered that yeah, this isn't supposed to come out. It's supposed to replace the entire arm with the ball joint pre-mounted to the new one. So I've already done that, and I got some beautiful black arms that have already come in. That's another thing. The automotive store wanted like $140 per arm, which didn't seem unreasonable. But I got online, and the exact same arms are online for $40. So decided, what the heck, we'll switch out some vehicles around the house here, and this will set up on jack stands for a little while, and I'll just order the arms. Arms came in the other day, so in the morning I'm going to tackle this. Today it was like 105 degrees. It's sweltering hot out here right now, and I'm going to jump on this first thing in the morning. So anyways, that brings you up to date as to what I'm about to do to my Mustang. Alright, it's 6:30 in the morning. At least it's not 105 degrees. So it's still pretty warm out here this morning. So I'm going to get after this Mustang, replace the tie rods, replace the arm and ball joints, and the rotors. And I'm going to do it on both sides of the car. And after I'm done with that, everything I've seen on YouTube says if you do anything with the front suspension, always take it in and get it professionally realigned. So me and my buddy, or my buddy and I, we're going to work on that today. Alright, YouTube, I can't do this with you helping me like this. Alright, you guys gonna have to move. You can give me moral support from a distance. Okay, to remove the control arm, I've already taken the ball joint off of the piece that fits to it right here. All there is 2 other bolts. Actually 3. One on this side, and there's one on the other side. The other side's a little difficult to get to, but with just a regular wrench, you can manage it. The other one is nestled right back in there. Not too bad. Alright, here's the control arm. Here is the new control arm. This just goes right back in just like that. Oh, easy peasy. Okay, the control arm has been installed, and the tie rod outer, there we go, right there. So the new tie rod outer has been installed. So now I just have to put the rotor on there. Okay, I'm going to clean these up a little bit and compress the pistons, and then that'll be ready to install. Okay, I'm using a C-clamp to compress the cylinder. Works like a champ. Got a little deeper. That'll be plenty. Tighten those down. All right, brake pads are installed. This takes pressure off the hydraulic line, because if I don't hang it up, it'll hang by the hydraulics, and that's a no bueno. Paper towel, please. That ABS sensor shaft all cleaned up, that way when I put it back in there, it won't fight me. Alright, I'm just taking the tie rod end off now. The outer. Couple of good whacks takes that right off. Alright, to keep the tie rod in the same position while taking the end piece off, use a crescent wrench to hold the main rod in place, and then unscrew the outer tie rod off. It keeps your lock nut in the same position, so whenever you go to put the new one on, it'll be ballparkish, and you can make it to the tire store and get a front end alignment done. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it straight down. Like that. This one's tore up pretty badly. It's loose. It just flops around. Okay. Tie rod outer is replaced with a brand new one. And when I take that in for front end alignment, they'll make some adjustments, get everything squared up.
Get hydraulics. Keep on.
I think you got it.
Let go.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead. That's it. There it goes. That. Brand new rotor. Everything I'm seeing on the videos say take some brake cleaner and you want to clean off the oil sheen that's on the front of this rotor. Actually both sides. Okay, rotor's installed, brakes are installed, look good. So, as you can see, this was really a pretty simple project. It wasn't overly complicated with the right wrenches, floor stands, jack stands. Watching a couple of YouTube videos on some good mechanics that knew exactly what they were doing. Just basically watched a couple of videos on each item that I replaced. I replaced the control arm with the pre-installed ball joint. I replaced the tie rod, the outer, and I replaced the rotors. That's not too bad for average Joe that had to look up the word rotor on Google a few days ago. I thought I knew what a rotor was, but I wasn't exactly certain, so I had to Google it. This isn't a how-to video at all. If it was, I'd also be a mechanic, and I would have got a lot more detail on the video. I'm just basically showing you that any average Joe Blow can get away with doing this with just a few of the right wrenches, the metric wrenches. But hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.